Boker Tov, good morning, Boker Ol. It's wonderful to be here with you on this Erev Shabbat, on this Friday morning, as we make our way into another Shabbat, into Shabbat Vayishlach, such an important text for the formation of our people. Good morning, Annette and Sean. Good morning to everyone who's here with us this morning. Please do feel free to share a greeting as we say to one another, Boker Tov, Boker Ol. Welcome to Boker Tov from Temple Sinai. Temple Sinai congregation of Toronto's daily opportunity to connect, to reflect, and to remember. I'm Rabbi Michael Dolgan, and it's a pleasure to be here with you this morning, trying to get my glasses straightened out. Good morning, Sandra and Seymour, and to Eleanor and Alan, and to one and all. It's very meaningful to be here. Let's get ready for Shabbat tonight. Shabbat at 6:30 p.m. is a special youth service live at Temple. That means it's created with youth in mind and their families with a partnership with Camp George. It's open to all, so please feel free to join us at 6:30 p.m. at Temple for our service tonight, or of course, it's available online as well. Good morning, Joni. And let's continue our morning. Let's begin the way we do every day. Should be a time of gratitude. And so let's join together in these words of gratitude. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher yatzar et ha'adam bechokma, uvoravo nekavim nekavim, chalulim chalulim, galui v'yadua lifnei chisech vodecha, shem yipatech echad mehem, o yisatem echad mehem, yefshar להתקיים ולעמוד לפניך. ברוך אתה אדוני, רופא כל בשר, ומפליא לעשות. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you have fashioned our bodies with wisdom, creating within us a finely balanced network. To stand before you in prayer is itself a fragile miracle. Eternal God, we praise you as the healer of body and spirit. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. You have created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So long as my soul is within me, I will give thanks to you, eternal my God and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. We praise you, eternal God, in whose hand is the power of all life and the spirit of all flesh. Let's join together, La'asok b'divrei Torah, to celebrate our commitment to learning, to Jewish learning in particular. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. V'arev na Adonai Eloheinu et divrei Toratcha b'finu ובפי עמך בית ישראל, ונהיה אנחנו וצאצאינו, וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל, כולנו יודעי שמך, ולומדי תורתך לשמה. ברוך אתה אדוני, המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור. These are the obligations whose value cannot be measured. They nourish us in this world and help us to create the world to come. Kibud Avim, to honor fathers and mothers. Ugmilut Chasadim, to perform acts of love and kindness. Vashkamat Beit Midrash Shacharit Ve'arvit, to attend the house of study, morning and evening. Vachnasat Ochim, to welcome the stranger. Uvikul Cholim, to visit the sick. Vahachnasat Kala, to provide for brides and grooms. Ulvayat Hamed, to keep faith with the dead. V'yun Tfilah, to pray with sincerity. V'hava'at Shalom ben Adam l'chavero, to make peace when there is strife. V'tamud Torah keneged kulan, and the study of Torah is equal to them all. Let's join together in saying our prayer for journeys. Psalm 121 encourage us no matter where we journey, although it was probably originally written as a psalm journeying up to Jerusalem. Let us to journey always upward, to think of how we can move forward and help our life move upward and forward. Please join me in Hebrew and English. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who speaks that we might listen. Blessed is the one who acts that we might be witnesses. Baruch hu u'baruch shemo. Blessed is the one who decides that we might accept. Blessed is the one who has mercy that we might live. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who removes the darkness that we might see. Blessed is the one who lives forever that we might believe. Blessed is the one who saves and delivers that we might be redeemed. And so we continue, as I said, with Psalm 121, Shir LaMa'alot, Esainai El Heharim. I will lift my eyes to the mountains. I will look only upward, past the mountains, for my help comes from the one beyond. My help comes from the eternal, maker of heaven and earth. Ever alert, your guardian will never allow your foot to stumble. The guardian of Israel never rests, never sleeps. The eternal will watch over you as a shadow cast by your right hand. You will not be overcome by the sun nor abandoned by the moon. The eternal will guard you from all evil, watching over you. The eternal will guard you as you set out and as you return from this very moment until the end of time. And let's join together in Shema Yisrael, in these words that affirm our oneness, not in our understanding or our viewpoint, but in our struggle for what is better, for what is right, for what is true. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ויעשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף בתיר תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו. וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, עשיתם אותם, ולא תטעו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Adonai Elohim Emet. Well, it's our way on Fridays to take a look at the world around us, which is a harder thing to do than it may sound, to really know what is it that involves taking a look around us. There could be any number of different ways. Often the information from the world around us comes, at least to me, through news media of different kinds. I've stopped watching any kind of television news because I find too much of it is just about what can be visually presented. It's been influenced by the way in which social media functions. So many people, especially younger people these days, get their news from social media, something that is deeply concerning to me. It's deeply concerning because the the nature of social media and the way the algorithms are written is that it promotes anything that creates outrage and anger because that involves then connection. People are more likely to be online longer. And I have to wonder myself at the level of conflict and violence we find in our society these days, or at least the feeling of it, um, and the way in which democratic governments seem to be having difficulty functioning. They have a divided society, and so the governments seem either to be hopelessly divided or at odds with their people. I look at what's going on in Israel and the level of distance between the government and the people of the state of Israel. It's not about a right wing versus left wing thing, but it's about whether those in government truly have a sense for the experience of the real person. I don't think that's true anymore in Israel or the United States or Canada, where we have a number of different challenges uh, in our life, in affordability, in our ability to live together as one varied nation with those with whom we disagree, and yet to do so in a respectful and peaceful way. And that seems to be under threat as well. And with all of these different senses of division and conflict, this week I wanted to point out a beginning that took place in Australia that I think is an important consideration, something for us all to be watching. Much has been written by many different books. I've read some of them myself about not only the negative impact of social media, even for those of us not on it, because we live in a world that is so deeply affected by it, and that it has especially a very negative impact on the younger generations, those growing up now, and those younger adults now as well, and that it is isolating and harmful. And this week, a new law came into being in Australia. A law passed as a result, interestingly enough, according to an article I saw, if it's correct, about the Prime Minister of Australia's family reading one of those books about the harmful nature of social media. And a year later, a law has been passed and now is being implemented that no one under the age of 16 can have a social media account, and that the media giants, these giant companies who are encouraging conflict to raise their bottom lines, um, uh, claim, as they have before, that they can't really know what age people are, et cetera, et cetera. And initially, the Australian government has pushed back hard and is not accepting that. A law like this, starting at age 15, was passed in France some time ago, but it seems to have never been implemented. That the pushback, the influence, the lobbying, the place we are in society in regard to social media made it a law that never actually went into effect. Australia is a country that was able to change its approach to firearms because of shootings, and shootings came down an enormous amount. I think it's an extremely important moment for the world to see whether Australia is able to push back on these virulent, dangerous, profit-hungry social media companies who are doing great harm in building those profits and seem to care not at all. And to see if it's possible to turn the tide back this way. Because when I look at what's going on in the world, at the level of division and difficulty, at the fact that 1,000 Jewish New Yorkers had to gather outside an Orthodox synagogue in Manhattan this week in response to an earlier an anti-Semitic and anti-Zionist uh, protest that gathering harassment that was right at the gates of that synagogue, if you will. And to see that level of, while I'm grateful that people are standing up, to see that kind of conflict in the street, and potential conflict in the street as a new social media savvy mayor comes into New York City, January 1st. I think this experiment in Australia, were it to create some success and spread, would give me more hope. I'm a deep believer that we're underestimating the level of harm being done to younger people in particular and to society in general by the current state of social media. Not that they're ever going to go away, but they have deleterious effects and yet are completely unmanaged and unregulated in any meaningful way. And so I'm hopeful that this is something we can watch and that it might give us an opportunity to connect to real people, not merely to rage bait, as they call it, to those things that are put online merely to get attention and to cause the growth of anger and rage. Um, it's a sad statement that this is where we've gotten, but I'm hopeful. I'm planning to do some programming with some of the families at Temple to try to respond to some of these realities. And I will keep you posted here on that, even as we're posted at the events in the world around us. We stand with all members of our people who are in difficulty or distress, those like us and those unlike us, trying to avoid being divided into us and them. It's a step toward a larger sense of us. And so especially we have in mind the one remaining deceased hostage who's being held in Gaza. May he be returned soon, and may life move forward for him and for all under stress and difficulty. Please join me in this prayer. אחינו כל בית ישראל, אחיותינו כל בית ישראל, הנתונים בצרה ובשביה, העומדים בין בים ובין ביבשה, המקום ירחם עליהם, ויוציאם מצרה לרווחה, ומאפלה לאורה, ומשעבוד לגאולה, פשטה בעגלה, ובזמן קריב, ונאמר Amen. Our brothers and sisters, the whole family of Israel, who are in difficulty or captivity, whether on land or at sea. May the ever-present one have mercy on them, bringing them out from distress to comfort and from darkness to light, from subjugation to redemption, and now quickly and soon. And we say together, Amen. Please join me as well. There's word that the second phase of the agreement ending the Israel-Hamas war might try to come into being soon. Certainly hope that there's a possibility to move forward into that phase two, into getting IDF soldiers out of harm's way, out of Gaza, and removing Hamas from control and disarming them. Huge steps. Please join me in our prayers for those who stand on guard for us everywhere, especially those who wear the uniform. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב ואמותינו שרה רבקה לאה ורחל, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל ושאר מגיני עמנו העומדים על משמרתם. ישמרם הקדוש ברוך הוא ויצילם מכל צרה וצוקה ומכל נגע ומחלה, וישלח ברכה בכל מעשה ידיהם, ויקוים בהם הכתוב, וכיתתו חרבותיהם לעתים, וחניתותיהם למזמרות, לא יסוגו אל גוי חרב, ולא ילמדון עוד מלחמה, וישבו איש תחת גפנו ותחת תאנתו, ואין מחריד, ונאמר, Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless the soldiers of the IDF and all who stand on guard for us. May the Holy One guard them against all difficulty and distress, injury and illness. May all of their actions bring blessing, fulfilling the prophet's words. Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Let nation not lift up sword against nation, and may they learn war no more. May all sit under a vine or fig tree with none to make them afraid. And together we say, Amen. Will we continue our prayers with our prayers for those in need of strength and healing, those about to have a procedure just as we're speaking, those who have had and are struggling in hospital and trying to make their way forward and do better, for those who are ill or isolated or unwell or injured, for all the names placed in the chat in this service and other services, for those names that have been given to me or given to Temple. For all of them, we turn to these words of refuah. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב ואמותינו שרה רבקה לאה ורחל, הוא ירפא את כל מכותינו. יהי רצון מלפניך אדוני אלוהינו להחל עמם ולרפאותם. ישלח לנו מהרה רפואה שלמה ועטרת שלום, ונאמר Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless and heal all who suffer. May it be the divine will to provide healing and strength. Reveal to us the holiness of life, the wholeness of shalom, and let us say together, Amen. Well, thank you for taking this time. I always look forward to this time to connect and to reflect and also to remember, recalling those who lived before us, those who died in recent days and weeks, in the last 30 days, those who have died at this season in years past, and those whom we've taken into our hearts with our own. During the period of Shloshim, the past 30 days, we extend our condolences to the families of Eva Samri, Marvin Barkin, Donna Biederman, Ann Schwimmer, Miriam Snyder, Andrew Taylor, Gersh Sohn, Becky Greenberg, Blanche Wiseman, Mark Alvin. And we remember all victims of terror and war, including terror victim Aaron Cohen. And on Yahrzeit, on this day, on this 15th day of the month of Kislev, the 5th of December, 2025, we honor the life and legacy on Yahrzeit of Alex Edelman, Leo Berman, Hyman Dubrovsky, Max Hamer, Moses I. Kolber, Charles Reich, Samuel Sagalovich, Estella Spurgel, Robert Michael Springer, Sidney Turkel. Zichronam Levacha, may their memories be a blessing to us. Our griefs and our sympathies are mingled as we turn together to words sanctified by memory, words glorified by hope. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma devarach Yehuteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon v'yamechon, v'chaye dechol bet Yisrael, b'hagala u'bizman kareh v'emru, Amen. Yehe shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitborach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudsha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran ve'alma v'emu. Amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shmaya v'chaim, alenu ve'al kol Yisrael v'emu. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mumav, hu yaseh shalom, alenu ve'al kol Yisrael v'emu. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and bring comfort and strength to all who remember. And together we say, Amen. Well, we have our monthly Bring Your Own Bagel breakfast following this service. Thank you, Lance and Fern, for placing the link into the chat. Encourage everybody to join and have a word and see one another. on this cold morning. Wishing everyone a warm day. Reminder that at 6:30 tonight we have our Erev Shabbat service. It's an in-person Kabbalat Shabbat service run by the youth of Temple, and encourage anybody who's feeling the desire to join us in person at 6:30 in the sanctuary or online. And tomorrow morning in person and online at 10 a.m. And just wishing everybody a meaningful day, thinking of those who are going through difficult times and looking forward to celebrating Shabbat together. Boker Ol, Boker Tov.